Serious cheaters of Reddit, why are you currently cheating on your so? I've been a cheater in most relationships I've had, and as a result, a self-hater for most relationships. I've been through therapy for about 8 years for other reasons, and what I've come to learn is that I didn't feel I deserved love, affection, or appreciation. This stems from a whole host of other things, from my childhood abuse, lack of fatherly relationship, latchkey kid, etc. I treated relationships as though they were temporary even though they lasted for years. I'm a good-looking guy, so lots of women offer up temptation that I found difficult to reject. And each time, I hated myself for my indiscretions. I also picked relationships that were bad for me: cheater girlfriends, terrible communicators, insecure women, etc. Then I met the girl of my dreams. I was so into her from day one that I immediately shut down all of my other options. I told other women I was dating that I was happy and done dating around. I shut down a non-committed long-distance relationship as well. I was really in love. Then I found out she was cheating on me. I can't describe the heartbreak and betrayal I felt. This sent me into a downward spiral of emotional hell. Through therapy, I was able to get back on track, appreciate myself more, and find a girl who is absolutely perfect for me. I do still feel urges to cheat sometimes, but my unwillingness to hurt her saves me. Part of my self-hatred stems from not doing the right thing. Each time I do the right thing, I feel a sense of pride, and it makes me feel worthy of the love I receive. A positive cycle. Here was my experience with my last GF. You know how somehow every girl is interested in you when you already have a girlfriend? Well, it starts like that. At first you're not going to cheat, but you want to see if you've still got it. Now you know you've still got it and just want to dance with her a little bit. All of a sudden you're dancing and making out, but you're not sleeping with her, so it's not cheating yet. Then one night you're really drunk and had a fight with your girlfriend, and you end up doing the same thing, and boom, you've slept with this girl and are officially cheating. Now you keep sleeping with this one girl because, hey, nothing bad happened the first time. This girl is just a physical outlet for me and I still love my GF. Well, time goes on and you've fallen so far over the line that you can't even remember when you really crossed it. And this new girl wants more from you, and your GF is wondering why you suddenly have to work late but are making no more money, and you've got to try and find a way to break it off with the new girl. But it's hard because you kind of like her too. Suddenly you've constructed a web of lies so complicated that you're not even sure you can unravel it, and you're not sleeping well because if your current GF finds out, the will hit the fan, and if your newer girl finds out, your GF will eventually find out. You get into this situation where it's just easier to put it off. And it's sort of like when you put off breaking up with someone, but to a greater extent because the disincentives are so copious. I don't cheat anymore. My freshman year in college, I was still with my high school girlfriend. I avoided way too many opportunities for casual new romances my freshman year out of faithfulness for there to have been any chance of dealing with walking into her apartment, finding her curled up with another dude in a healthy way. It flipped a switch. It was like I went narcissist or psychopath or some shit overnight. It was like my ability to love or respect women just disappeared. So I cheated on literally every girlfriend I had from then on. And I wasn't sneaky about it. I didn't care if I got caught. I'd give the shittiest, poorly thought out excuses for where I was, what I was doing, and just not care to explain it any further. And the number of girls that gave me the benefit of the doubt on those god-awful excuses was astounding, and even when they didn't, and I would actually get busted, who gave a Not me. I had already gotten what I wanted. In retrospect, there were likely elements of gaslighting and emotional abuse involved. It was a 5-year-long fueled power trip. It was a dark time. The woman I ended up marrying was the catalyst for change. Though I think I started calming down some by that point anyway. Didn't cheat on her. We got married. Still didn't cheat on her. She cheated on me. 3 different people. Some more than once. That I know of. I suspect dozens more. I think I kinda deserved it. Though, I had spent enough time being an insufferable that I had it coming. When it's all said and done, though, I really don't know why, aside from it having been a power trip. Only thing I know for sure is that I'm not going back to it. Please read all the way to the bottom before you judge. My wife and I are best friends. We latched onto each other in our early 20s and know we will always be life companions. It's such a great fit. So much understanding, mutual humor, pleasure in each other's company. We love making a home together, having friends, sharing our days and meals. We've been together 30 years and raised a couple of happy, well-balanced children. Ideal, right? Well, yes and no. It's been an everything but arrangement pretty much from the start. Not by plan. That part never came together somehow. The bedroom hasn't always been dead. We did manage 2 pregnancies after all, but almost always. Months have sometimes gone between couplings. And there isn't even all that much frustration, at least these days. More on this below, but not much interest, not much specific chemistry. It would be great if we had memories of a brief frantic phase like many couples have, but nope, we were both virgins at the time of our marriage. I did experience a crisis about a few years into the marriage, feeling like I had missed something essential in my life. She felt sorry but powerless to help. And then I met a childhood friend who I hadn't seen for many years, learned that she'd always had a crush on me, and decided to act on it. It wasn't a moment of weakness, but a deliberate decision that I informed my wife of in advance. Didn't ask. Just said I need to do this. Went away for a weekend with this other woman, then went home, wondering, have I destroyed everything? Instead she welcomed me in happy tears and wanted to know if I felt better. And I did. Not only that, but we had a period after that where the bedroom was positively alive. Didn't last a long time, but damn it was nice. Since then we've both pretty much put it together that the only thing that sparks her interest is the perception of competition. She can't be attracted to me except when she can believe that someone else is too. While I haven't made a pattern of explicitly seeking out actual adultery, emotional cheating turns out to be beneficial to the marriage, provided she knows about it, or at least is encouraged to suspect it, which I guess makes it not cheating at all, although most people would probably see it that way. She wants to know when I am in flirtations with at the workplace. She occasionally asks I would like to go to bed with, among my friends and hers. She wants to know if I had any close calls, near seductions, at work conferences and such. All of this peps up our life. To some extent, no, we haven't turned into a pair of legendary lovers this way, but it kinda gets us both by, and I'm getting old enough now that my drive is starting to wane, and things are more equitable between us that way than they used to be. I am a frequent cheater on my wife with escorts. I am adventurous. My wife isn't. I rationalize it as getting from them what my wife can't or isn't willing to do. I rationalize that I'm not loving any of these women. I'm just using them for a service. I realize I'm a terrible person. Every single one of you are the reason I am terrified of the thought of marriage. Not currently cheating because I got my together. I cheated because I'm a gay woman. It took me an embarrassingly long time to realize it. I got married to a great guy but we obviously had no chemistry. I was starved for intimacy and was starting to feel like I was going insane. Cheating was wrong but it helped me make the biggest realization of my life. I'm happier and he's happier. I've never cheated but I can tell you about the time I really wanted to but didn't. I was dating a girl I knew I would never marry. She was wonderful, intelligent, attractive, and extremely kind, supportive to me. I should have loved her on paper. She was everything I ever wanted but for reasons I still can't explain, I just didn't love her. One night, I'm at a bar with friends. GF is not with us because she lived 200 miles away from me at the time and one of the friends, who I am very attracted to, is flirting with me all night. Finally, she offers me to go back to her place. I had been worked up into a massive hormonal furor that I had little control of myself. I kept thinking about the ensuing guilt. I just didn't want to be that guy, not so much for me but for my girlfriend. She had been so good to me that I saw cheating on her as just a downright evil act. I get it if your so doesn't treat you well, but in that moment, I couldn't come up with a single thing about our relationship that would justify me betraying her like that. So, at 3 a.m. I walked home alone, breaking the cardinal rule of living in a big city. On my way home, I became the victim of someone's gang initiation attack. I wound up with a shattered nose, concussion, broken facial bones and lost 25% of my vision, but that was easier to live with than knowing I cheated on a woman who did absolutely nothing to deserve it. We eventually did break up, but I can honestly say no human being has ever treated me better, and I'm saying this after 10 years of marriage. I cheated on my first wife repeatedly out of anger, frustration, immaturity, and a whole host of other reasons. Then my wife died of cancer. Now I spend every day since living with the guilt and shame, which is 100 times worse than anything that happened before. Never again.